Close your eyes in a quiet room. What do you hear? Mostly nothing. But that silence isn't empty. It's an active construction. Your brain is constantly generating a model of the world, and a key part of that model is predicting and then canceling out expected sounds. The hum of the refrigerator, the faint buzz of a light bulb, even the sound of your own heartbeat. Your auditory cortex flags them as normal and erases them from your conscious perception. Hearing, it turns out, is less about receiving sound and more about noticing what's new, what's different. Your awareness lives in the space of violated expectations. This predictive engine is why you can understand rapid speech in a noisy environment, or flinch from a sound an instant before it fully registers. Your brain isn't just processing the present, it's living a few milliseconds in the future. It builds a constant rolling forecast of what sound should come next. This neurological forward thinking is fundamental to our survival, allowing us to react to a snapping twig before the predator is fully visible. But it raises a profound question. How far forward can this predictive mechanism look? Is its range limited to the next fraction of a second, or can the signal sometimes come from much, much further away? Consider the strange but common experience of hearing a phone ring just a moment before it actually does. Or thinking of a long-lost song, only for it to start playing on the radio. We typically label these as coincidence. Our brains are pattern-matching machines, and sometimes they find patterns that aren't there. But another perspective frames this not as a statistical fluke, but as a temporal anomaly in our perception. What if the brain's prediction, its guess about the future, arrived a full second or two early? A processing error where the forecast is delivered before the data it's forecasting. To understand how this could even be possible, we have to change how we think about time itself. We experience it as a flow, a river carrying us from birth to death. But in the block universe theory, rooted in Einstein's relativity, this is an illusion. The theory suggests that the past, present, and future all exist simultaneously and eternally. Time is just another dimension, like length or width. The future isn't a what will be, it's a what already is at different coordinates in space-time. It's not a destination, it's a location. If the future is a place, does it have a soundscape? Significant events could, in theory, create ripples not through air, but through the structure of space-time itself. This wouldn't be sound in the conventional sense. It would be information, a pattern. Think of it like this. You can feel the vibration of an approaching train through the solid steel rail long before you can hear its whistle through the air. The denser medium carries the signal more efficiently. Perhaps space-time is the ultimate medium, and our neural architecture is, by chance, sensitive enough to occasionally detect the faintest tremors from upcoming events on our world line. This theoretical hearing wouldn't be a clear voice saying, "The stock market will crash." It would be noise, an unidentifiable feeling of dread, a fragment of a melody stuck in your head, a sudden, inexplicable focus on a random object. Our brains, desperate to make sense of any input, would then perform auditory pareidolia, the sonic equivalent of seeing faces in clouds. It would interpret this acausal, future-sourced static and try to fit it into a pattern that makes sense, retroactively creating a premonition after the event occurs. The feeling came first, the meaning was attached later. So the future may not be a silent void we are speeding towards. It might be an ever-present roaring dimension layered on top of our own, with its volume turned down to almost zero. Our consciousness, tuned to the frequency of now, filters it out as irrelevant noise. But every so often, a signal gets through. A random spike in the data, a feeling out of nowhere, an echo of a sound that hasn't been made yet. You aren't just walking into your future. You may already be hearing its faint, constant, and unsettling whisper.